Terror and fear in Brussels, 3 days and 3 shootings. In the center of the city, scenes like in a movie, armed assailants shooting at people. But it's not a movie, it's the reality of Western European residents. The Belgian police already explicitly admit we are dealing with immigrant gangs. Wherever Islamic migrants have been allowed in without a second thought, no one can feel safe. For me, the curfew is 7 p.m. I don't leave the house in the evening because I'm afraid that something bad will happen to me. Here in my own city, I have children for whom I am very afraid because you can see for yourselves what is happening here. We have to live with this fear. It's not just Brussels, it's the same everywhere in Belgium. Not only there. These are the streets of German cities, overrun by hordes of culturally alien immigrants. Sowing fear and violence is a pastime for them, because they didn't come here to work. They are sustained by those they terrorize. This is what Western Europe looks like in 2025. A majority of these migrants, especially just in recent years, who have arrived, are people who have had contact with weapons, with terrorist activities, with warfare of various kinds. They are trained in the use of firearms and explosives. They are fanatical, ruthless, and completely immune to the actions not only of the law, but also our culture, which used to function properly, but no longer does in Europe. The liberals ruling Western European countries sacrificed European culture and the safety of their own citizens to let in illegal immigrants. But the highest price was paid by the defenseless residents of these countries. Like the 11-year-old Dutch girl stabbed to death by a Syrian on the street of her city a week ago. Or another 11-year-old girl. Yesterday, she did not return home from middle school. She was kidnapped by an illegal immigrant from North Africa. At night in the Templar forest in her hometown in northern France, her body was found. The price of an open-door policy for Islamic immigrants was also the attack by a Saudi terrorist on people visiting a Christmas market. And these are just examples from the past few weeks. The streets are not safe. We have a lot of knife attacks, sexual assaults, rapes, gun attacks, attacks on public transportation, attacks in stores. These aren't just big, spectacular terrorist attacks. This is first and foremost a radical reduction in the level of security for ordinary people on a daily basis. This is the consequence of this naive, foolish way of bringing in immigrants from countries that are very culturally distant. Milan Cathedral, a gem of Gothic architecture, but those who welcomed the new year here greatly regretted it. Illegal immigrants gathered here to threaten Europeans. Socialist-ruled Spain is literally being flooded by a wave of migrants from North Africa and the Middle East. In Sweden, not a day goes by without a shooting. And in France, not a day without cars being set on fire, storefronts smashed, or women sexually assaulted. There is not a single example of a society containing very separate cultures, civilizations, in which everything would take place peacefully. This is a pipe dream. What progressive circles have been telling us for 20-30 years is that this globalization, that this mixing of cultures can be a source of wealth, happiness, and development. It's a pipe dream. It is a fiction. It is a utopia. The liberal vision of migration policy is collapsing, but the highest price is being paid, not by politicians who brought in illegal immigrants without control or thought, but by ordinary people being terrorized, robbed, and assaulted every day in their own countries and their own cities.